Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the Wylde Beyond on Thousand Faces TTRPG. Not the first episode ever. This is the 31st episode. But we are so glad to have you all here, and we are so excited to bring this show onto our channel. If for no other reason, then it makes the announcements that I have to do each time much shorter. Thank you, Sally Quinn, and all the raiders. If you came in with that raid, please remember to refresh your stream so that those views get counted. Since this is our first time doing this game on this stream, I think we gotta go around and say hello to all the members of the Wylde Things, because they might not know you. Maybe this is their first time watching this campaign, and if it is, welcome to Chaos City. So, first, we have Lauren.
Hey. I'm Lauren. I'm glad you're here. And I play a giant turtle named Bowie, man. Don't forget to take time for yourself.
And just because Joe rhymes with low, we have Joe.
Hi guys, I'm Joe, and I am here playing Wraught, the super spicy dragonborn sorcerer.
Next up, we got Morgan. How's it going, buddy?
It's going good. I'm Morgan. I'm playing Melon, the cleric who doesn't believe in magic. Magic isn't real. Leonin.
Rocking a Hawaiian shirt with cargo shorts.
Oh my god, I need to find my Hawaiian shirt. I got it.
Fourth, we got Mav.
My name is Mav. I'm a black on the internet, and I'm playing Otto, a Haragon Ranger, and I can't find my fucking rabbit teeth. I'm sorry, that's what I'm looking for right now. I can't find my goddamn teeth. Hi.
I appreciate that you have your priorities in order, Mav. Our penultimate player, we got Sarah.
Hey everybody, I'm Sarah. I play the Goatman rogue Kieren, and I'm here to be stolen by your girl.
And our ultimate player, we got Devon.
That is what they call me. I am playing Gromp, the Bugbear Bard, here to play some music for the group.
And question for you, since you're in charge of this, did we have a bingo card for today? I do believe we did. So let me go ahead and drop a link.
I already dropped it.
Oh, you dropped it into the Twitch? Oh, there it is. Sure. Let me pin it. So if anyone wants to play along with our little bingo card drinking game, first of all, please drink responsibly and only if you are legally able to do so. But last episode, our brilliant bard had an idea of doing a drinking bingo card game for each session. So we started last session. So please check out the bingo card and keep track. And the rules are, if you are playing a drinking version, take a sip each time you get a space. And if you do get bingo, first of all, shout it out in the chat and let us know which ones you got, and finish your drink. And if you notice anything that happens that fulfills any of the bingo spots, drop that in the chat so that we can make sure everyone misses them or everyone catches them.
Playing too.
I'm taking off my ring so that I don't forget about that.
I took it off the card because
because I'm taking it off. Otherwise they click. So let's see, what do we have this time? Athena enters the frame.
Ethan flexes as to the center one.
Just because that's a free spot? Because it happens at the end of every game. Otto cusses. Otto gets picked up. Wraught dritties. A union is brought up. Kai goes Mach 2. A player does the drugs. Melon eats. Fuck wizards. Or is that an adjective? I don't know if that's a verb or an adjective. Either way, it's either fuck wizards or fuck wizards. Melon carries 2+ party members at once. Flora-based injustice. Cork fucks something up for us, and a number of other more. So check out that bingo card to just add a little extra fun for tonight's session. The remaining announcements that I do have, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, this is an 18-plus stream because of language, drug use in and out of game, and all of that, so just be warned. Please, as you are watching, listening, clip your favorite moments so that we can see them. And last announcement, I think, for right now, will be past episodes of Wylde Beyond and our new campaign, City of the Crimson Tower, which will have episode 4 on Tuesday, can all be listened to on our podcast, Go Buff Yourself, which you can find on most of the major podcast platforms. Now, with all of the busy work done, let's go ahead and run that intro for the first time on this Twitch channel and jump into the 31st episode of The Wylde Beyond. And welcome back. Last we left the Wylde Things, they had taken care of one of the first orders of business that someone, in this case the mayor of Vale Crossing, had asked them to do. Specifically, he informed the Wylde Things about a goblin logging camp at the edge of a forested region called the Shroudwood. The logging camp had been tearing down ancient, sometimes living, trees, and the mayor of Vale Crossing felt concerned that when they ran out of lumber there, it would eventually lead to encroachments on the town. So the Wylde Things headed to the northern side of the Shroudwood and, in their own unique way, infiltrated, disabled, and escaped without too many problems. The MVP of the sabotage efforts would have to probably be a combination between Kieren and Wraught's goblin titties. After leaving the goblin camp, Kieren reminded the group about something they had been asked to do, specifically to try to find a mushroom for a baker back in town, a mushroom that only grew deep in the Shroudwood. So they went down to the southern side and started to push inward. And it was here that they were soon surrounded inside the dark forest by several living, moving plants and let's say a dryad who was on high alert, Meadowleaf. But eventually, managing to convince first the treants and then the dryad that you were no threat and were in fact allies, you left the company of Meadowleaf with her blessing and with a few seeds, sycamore seeds, that she said would help when you needed to be quiet. She also directed you towards, if you were in fact enemies of Granny Nightshade, directed you towards Little Oak, where you might find someone named Will. Melon spearheaded the trek deeper into the forest, and eventually you all spotted farther up ahead what you suspected was Little Oak. But before you could arrive at it, you had to make your way through a number of crudely made but highly effective traps, the whole time being taunted and mocked and laughed at by young voices. Eventually, after getting around the final of these, you came face to face with one of the individuals who had been apparently taunting you. A young-looking boy of about 11, maybe 12, with oaken-colored skin, poofy afro, and relatively simple clothing, who introduced himself as Will. And as you all gathered together with Will's 3 companions, he introduced the 4 of them as the Getaway Gang. And the last thing that happened before we left was you all inquired what they had in common, what united them. And Will said, well, all of us here have one thing in common, and that's that we hate Granny Nightshade. But the thing that we, the 4 of us, all have in common? Well, we used to work for her. And it was there that we left. And it's there that we pick up. You are still standing just about 40 feet or so from the roots of this large oaken treant. His face gnarled and wrinkled like that of a kindly old man, a long, tangled, mossy beard, big, flat nose, and he's just currently watching you all with a small, grandfatherly smile on his face. Will looks at his 3 companions, and then at the 6 of you, well, 7 counting Clapperclaw, and says, maybe we can talk more upstairs? Go on. And the other 3 start scampering up ropes and ladders that lead to the treehouse in the higher boughs of Little Oak. Will himself grabs one of the rope ladders and does a slightly over-the-top dramatic bow gesturing towards the others. After you.
Are there more traps up there, or are we done with that?
No, don't worry. Got past all those. Though, it was fun. It was fun, right? It was fun, though. It was fun. And starts climbing up. I like that one. Starts climbing up.
You are such a kiss-ass.
I mean, come on. When it's like, either I get stuck by a trap or I get to walk by and take Bodhi's blunt because he's stuck in a trap, the second one ends up being a better time for me.
Fine, you go first.
I walked into that one. All right. Kai will climb up the rope, which is really weird trying to do it with hooves rather than having like feet that can grip a rope, but somehow he does it.
As you approach the base of Little Oak, you also do notice that around the base, there is a circle of colorful 6-inch tall toadstools. Not in a perfect circle, but in a ring around the base.
Bodhi, what kind of mushrooms are these?
Buddy's gonna look at the. Wait, which mushrooms? Buddy's gonna look at the mushrooms that you're pointing to. Oh man! And then he's gonna kind of sink into his shell to get down to the level a little bit. Oh, who are you, little guy? And he's gonna boop 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 boop. Oh. Ethan, what kind of mushroom is Bodhi going to discern that this is?
Make me a nature check with advantage.
That was a 20.
20. Very nice. There are several different types of mushrooms in this circle. There are bright yellow ones that you know are called butterfly saddles. there are these taller ones that grow in clusters and have almost what look like hairs or thorns sticking off the top of them, this pinkish hue with orange fins underneath. And you know, this one is called a prickle noggin, likely because of the thorns on the top of it. And there are a few that have this beautiful large cap to them that fades from pink to a deep purple at the bottom. And the way that it opens and spreads out looks like an umbrella. And as a matter of fact, this is called a hummingbrella. And with good reason, because as you are squatting down, looking at the mushrooms, there is just the faintest humming generated by those few of this type of mushroom.
Bodhi, he's got his legs sucked into his shell, and he elongates his neck to kind of crane it over to look at Kai. This little guy right here's got a prickly hat. He says, no thank you, no touching. And then he leans over to the umbrella. Do you hear that?
No.
Get down closer. And it's gonna pull you down close. Do you hear it now?
I thought that was just the tinnitus.
Nope, this is the tinnitus of the forest ground, my guy. This is a umbrella. It looks like it's gonna shield you from the rain, but he's just vibing.
No
He's
shit.
keeping the tune of the forest, man, so there's no chaos.
Kai is gonna look up at the old tree and, hey, do you mind if we take one or two of these?
And he reach with one of his large branches that serves as an arm. He reaches upwards slowly, bits of bark and moss and leaves falling as the large branch move, and he boom, 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 taps on the treehouse 3 times. And as he does, these 3 fairies, small, come flittering out of the windows and do a small circle right in front of his big nose. And one of them, what do you want, big guy?
One of them wants a mushroom.
And coming right down in front of you with all the attitude of a fairy is this one with this hair that goes from lime green and fades down to orange, a long shock of hair, but then shaved on the sides, with leaves as clothing, just flutters in the air and gives a little push of their hips backwards. And what would you want with one of our mushrooms?
There's a girl I like back in town who was hoping to be able to find one. I wanted to be able to help her because she's really cute.
When you say that, all 3 of them in a dissonant, not a harmony, but in dissonant notes, ooh, 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 and start just circling around your head like cartoon birds. What's her name? What's her name? What's her name? What's she look like?
He'll tell her about the bakery and all that jazz. All 3 of them, just like through his hands, though. Like he's completely and utterly embarrassed about it.
And as you are doing this through your hands, like, are his cheeks getting red? I didn't know that the fur could get red. And one of them, the one who started off speaking to you, grabs onto just the front little bit of clothing, that whatever you have on your chest, and grabs and pulls you a little bit. It's not much force, but you just they pull you away from the group a little bit and says, "We'll give you a mushroom if you do something for us."
Please don't make me go on a date
No,
with you
no,
two.
no. Better. We want you to play a prank on Will.
Depends on how harmful it is, because we just had to deal with a bunch of his traps.
Open their whatever ideas you have. We just like pranks. Maybe, and one of the
Gromp, get over here.
one of the other ones. Maybe you could replace his sword with a wooden stick. Yeah, and maybe then we could try to convince him that's the real thing.
Are we talking about cork? Because that would be a great idea to replace the cork with a stick.
Master, someone said my name. Someone is talking about us.
Or we could make him think that he's the only one who hears Quark.
Ooh, no, I like that idea. We could convince him that his sword can talk. But for some reason, he can't hear it, but everyone else can?
That actually is pretty funny.
Okay.
But if Quark's talking out loud, everyone would hear it.
No, not Cork. Will's sword.
Will's sword.
Oh.
That what I believe, and what is your name?
All three of them say their names at once, so it takes a repeating for you to understand. Amaryllis, Kalaluna, and Zin.
Gromp, you're the storyteller. Do you want to try to take point on this one?
Do it!
Yeah,
I can't lie for shit.
Yeah, it just sounds like some good old-fashioned gaslighting. It's just a good time.
Classic.
And as you agree to do it, the one with the side-shaven and long green to orange hair flies away and then flies back and has one of the hummingbrella mushrooms and basically pulls a Mary Poppins and flies above you and then just lets themselves float down to right.
I will gently catch it and put it on Bodhi's back.
When you place it on his back, the mushroom quickly sprouts thin little tendrils that grasp into the moss. And as this happens, the whole back of Bodhi's shell, all the mushrooms from that spot and then radiating outwards like a ripple on a still body of water. And there is this vibration of humming just for 8 or 9 seconds, and then it just fades.
Welcome to my Celia Day Bodhi, my guy. Come on, little baby, come on. I'm vibrating higher.
So you now have a hummingbrella mushroom, Kieren.
I think Bodhi has a
That's true.
hummingbird mushroom now.
Well,
I'm
you
hoping
can
that we
get-
can like.
You can get him, don't worry.
I'm hoping we can like tap it a little bit and make it so others sprout, just so Bodhi can keep them too. Yes.
We'll get happy on there.
Oh, don't you worry.
He'll bring all of his friends to the party. Don't you worry about that.
Shall we make our way up?
Oh, I've been waiting up there for everybody.
Hey, Melon.
And as Melon is the only one who's made it up, Will sticks his head out from the treehouse and is very quickly in Scooby-Doo-esque fashion as he pokes his head out, then poke, poke, poke. The other three stick their heads out. The ginger-haired elf girl looks down at all of you. What, did you get stuck?
Are you afraid we'll die of old age?
Afraid I will, waiting for you.
I like these
Damn.
guys. I'll start making my way up.
As you all climb your way up the creaking ropes and rope ladders, you eventually find yourselves entering the treehouse, which is about 45 feet up The floor of the treehouse inside is covered in blankets, cushions, and homemade games. There's a basket that hangs from the ceiling that looks like it is filled with fruit and snacks. There are a few pieces of crumpled parchment around, and there is a heap of something in one corner. Looks like a costume of some sorts. You can't quite tell just as you walk in, but if you go look at it more, you can figure that out. The getaway gang, which, just a reminder, there are 4 of them. There is Sloane. You were introduced to them previously. There is Sloane, who is the ginger, sharp-tongued wood elf. Zenor, the orc girl. Bobby, the young male dwarf. And Will. As you all arrive in there, the 3 additional members of the getaway gang are busily assembling little pallets for everyone to sit on. And Gromp, remind me, do you still have your blue beard?
Yes.
I thought part of it got ripped out at one point.
The middle's gone, but the sides are there.
So you have... So as the pallets are getting set together and the getaway gang and the Wylde things start to settle down, take a seat, you feel a presence next to you. And you notice Bobby, the young dwarf, standing next to you, looking up at you, scratching at his slightly more than peach fuzz brown hair that he's growing. That's a nice beard you got there. I've been growing one myself, did you notice?
Yeah.
That's right.
No, it's nice.
I know. My family, they say, had some of the greatest beards ever. I think I'm going to also. You got any secrets? Any tips?
Actually...
Don't bet it to elves or other satyrs.
That actually is good advice.
Which Sloane agrees with as you make that suggestion. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, developing healthy coping mechanisms for your outbursts are really the best option when it comes to beard growth.
Here, Bobby, try some of this. And I put my hand out, and there's just a little bit of blue beard gel ointment.
He gives it like a little sniff. What is it?
If you want to be handsome like me, put that on your face.
Rubs it in and push. I see what this does to a beard like mine. And he finds a little piece of glass and holds it up and looks at himself.
Minor illusion. When he looks at himself in the glass, I'm gonna use minor illusion to make his beard go and like grow like 6 inches.
Oh!
Bright blue.
I'm beautiful. Oh,
You're
look
beautiful.
at it. Look. And he like goes and his fingers pass through the illusion. And he just stops rubbing his beard. That's fine. That's good. I like it.
It gives you an idea of what it might look like later.
And he seems quite pleased with this. The only other thing that's been happening while this quick interaction is going on is the fairies also flew back into the treehouse. And Clapperclaw is the last of you to make it up there. The fairies seem quite taken with Clapperclaw. They are literally poking and prodding him to learn what he is. And Clapperclaw's head follows them just like an owl just spinning around on top of his head. And they are, at one point you watch as one of them climbs into the burlap and is just kind of like moving around in there. What's in here? And just climbs down the bottom, and you actually hear a chuckle from Clapperclaw.
Clapperclaw, are you ticklish?
No, maybe. Look, it's
Q.
just nice to be appreciated.
Well, we appreciate you.
I'm not saying you. No, never mind. Oh, I fucked it up.
No, you didn't. It's all right. It's nice you're getting a lot of interaction here in the last few days than you normally have, and you've been taking it with stride and having a good time.
And the fairy who introduced themselves as Kala Luna, who has just this like spiky blue hair, sticks her head out from the eye socket of Clapperclaw. Yeah, you're doing great. Don't worry, bud. And goes back into the head.
It's pretty roomy in here if anyone else wants to come in.
You know, that's not the weirdest thing I've seen these last few days. Okay. Well, Will, and the Getaway Gang, nice to meet you and allow us to come in. We're the Wild Things. My name is Otto. This is Gromp. Catman is Melon. Turtle Man is Bodhi. The Satyr is Kai. And the Dragon Lady is Wraught. And I'm Otto.
Well, Wild Things. Apparently, catchy names are all the craze around here. So, you said that you were not friends of Granny Nightshade, huh?
I mean, we won't be.
Where are you all exactly from?
Here and there. And everywhere.
Well,
We're sort of wanderers.
Nomads, if you will.
Well, you two are from the circus.
But don't give away all the secrets. We
He's
don't
the
even know
the Witchlight Monarch.
Yep. I
Oh.
still don't know what that means. But yep, I am.
And, hold on one second. Let me pull this one section up. Where are you? There we
Quick
go.
question.
Yo.
Does Will care? Does Will care that he's the Witchlight Monarch?
When you said that, I mean, he didn't give a huge response. In fact, you kind of feel like he just doesn't know what Witchlight is. Probably never heard of it.
I'll mark it down as doesn't care.
Thanks. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yep.
I think it's awesome, by the way, that you
Oh,
are.
yeah. Oh, cool. Thanks. All right. I appreciate that you do.
Well, whatever monarch, turtle person you all are, if you're here and want to take down Granny Nightshade, then you might be exactly what we've been needing.
Now, taking down is a lot different than messing with some of her things. The last hag we encountered was more than we could handle.
That's a fair point. Let me go backwards just a little bit, and then we can see exactly if you all still want to help out. And if so, then we can talk about a plan. All of
It's
us,
very eloquent for an 11-year-old.
he, when you say that, gives...
Kind of like softly to the side, but maybe he's not. I don't know how humans age.
Make an insight check when you say that. And hands up if anyone else has a passive insight of 12 or higher. Got it? Kieren, Bodhi, Melon.
15.
15. Okay. Oh, all right. So everyone except Gromp catches, because Gromp is still looking as Bobby is quite infatuated with his bluing beard, with the illusion making it even more lustrous. But the rest of you notice that when you whisper very eloquent for an 11-year-old, Will looks a little uncomfortable for a second, clearing his throat, and then... Anyway, all 4 of us here, used to be captives of Granny Nightshades, one of her forced laborer children, just like all the others. Eventually, I managed to escape first, then managed to help Sloane, then Bobby, and finally managed to help Xenar. But it's only been the 4 of us that I know of who've been able to get out. There are a lot more kids that Granny has trapped there working for her. I'm not asking that you try to take her down. She is powerful. As much as I would love that. But maybe, if nothing else, you all would be willing to help us break out the rest of the kids.
Well, you guys already know what my very favorite thing in the world is, right?
Jailbreaks.
Jailbreaks!
As your
These children, they're children of the townsfolk, or does she import them?
Some have been from nearby towns, some from other parts of Wylde, some from other realms entirely that have found their ways here. The result's the same, though.
Nobody cares?
Of course people care. But what are you going to do? Like you just said, I mean,
must always turn.
The 6 of you look like you can handle yourselves, and even you were nervous to go try to deal with a hag. And the 4 of us aren't nervous to deal with it. No, we're not. And
Insight check.
It's okay if you are.
you can make an insight check.
Your feelings are valid, okay? You don't have to cover up what you're actually feeling in order to express yourself honestly.
Nat 1, I don't care what children think.
I mean, they all look fairly confident. Sloane raises her chin, pushes her lower jaw out slightly. I'm not afraid of her. The 4 of us aren't afraid to deal with her and do what we have to do to break the kids out. The question is, are you grown-ups braver than 4 kids?
You don't really have a concept of life yet.
Will grins to himself, looking down that way that you do to kind of cover your smile. Yeah.
I'm not against...
Master, these children are suspicious.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are, but it's okay.
I rush over to Bodhi. Bodhi.
Mm.
Next time Korg talks to you, you can't hear it.
Master,
in your head.
Master, ignore him. He is trying to turn us against each other. That is how the enemies get in our heads. We must not let them...
Just, if he talks to you in your head, if he is, just don't make any outward discussion points to Korg. Just trust me on this one, and I walk back.
Oh, but I have a lack of trust. Yeah, okay.
Kai will relay this to Wraught as well, because I know she can speak telepathically to people.
As this conversation is going on and there is a quick lull in the discussion about the trapped children, all of you hear, 1 second, because this happens before whatever you were going to do, all of you hear just the sound of something tipping and tapping against wood. And then hopping out from behind some pillow or blanket, chasing a lightning bug, though albeit a pretty decently sized lightning bug, about an inch and a half, is a small black-furred creature. About yay big, so about 1.5 feet, 2 feet long, not counting its tail. It has 6 legs, And it has two tendril-like things that grow off of its back. As this small kitten-like creature goes up onto its rear legs and starts batting at this firefly, rolling over on top of itself. Will looks back and gives a smile. So, are you in or are you out?
Vero?
Huh?
No.
It has been a long time.
It's Dearla's fucking
Star.
lost kid. What? No, it was Vera. Wait. A star. It was. Sorry. Star. Yeah, I had it right above it. A star?
How'd you know her name?
She's a star. Your mom's been looking for you. She's from the carnival. That yeah.
Oh, is that how you got here? And Star, having given up on the firefly, comes and like flops into Will's lap, just flopping her tail overhead, landing belly up, 6 legs, allowing plenty of belly rubs. As Will looks down, is that how you got here? Is that how you got here? Well, it's fun that you know each other. You want a pet her?
Yeah. Star, come here.
Trots over.
Yeah.
Behaves very much like a cat, aside from the fact that it has these 2 tendrils that also, just like a cat's tail, sometimes vibrates in excitement. The 2 tendrils like vibrate above it.
Your mama misses you. We've been looking for you.
It gives this multi-tonal purr, so it sounds like 3 cats purring at different frequencies.
Hi.
You said
how long has she been here?
Oof. A while. Time's a little weird here, but
Yeah.
it's been a while before I got Bobby out.
I wonder if one of the hags snatched her.
You said that you know her mom?
Yeah, Darla.
Dearla, you're right.
Dearla.
Well, and Will looks where Star is currently rubbing up against you. I guess that gives you one up on all of us, huh, little one? Well, I'll make you a deal then. You seemed on the fence. Our friends here, and points to a few of the fairies who are flitting around, have limited ability to take certain things every now and then in and out between planes. You said you know where her mom is?
I know she's at the carnival.
Yup.
But it moves.
Zin. You ever heard of something called the Witchlight Carnival? Oh yeah, of course I've heard of that. Yeah, why? Think you could take Star there? Why? Do you think you could?
That's where Mom looks. That's where Mom's at.
If all 3 of us did it, yeah, probably. Yeah, we could do it. Yeah, of course we could, Will. Yeah. And he just turns and looks at the 6 of you.
Deal. Whatever you need.
I kind of put my hand on Otto's back, turn him toward slightly away from Will and towards the rest of us. Just give one nod and look around to everyone else's eyes to see.
You know me, I'm always down for a jailbreak.
There was the option of violence. I was already in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not against the idea, but I wouldn't mind if maybe they helped us with a little bit of smashing at the same time as
Oh yeah, they
grabbing
might know
children.
it.
Otto?
Pretty sure they want to. I was going to help anyway because no kid needs to be locked up and be forced into child labor at all, and
I thought that labor
Agree.
builds character.
not this kind. It breaks them. They don't have a choice.
Let's do this one for Dearla, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll turn back to Will.
Bunch of bleeding hearts.
You got yourself a deal.
Will just reaches out and grabs your hand, and he shakes it with the strength of an 11-year-old, but you know how adults kind of shake hands a little bit differently than younger kids? Feels more like he's got solid grip. Just say that. And as soon as he's done, well, then let's get to the plan. It grabs grabs a rolled up piece of parchment, reaches up to the hanging basket, grabs a little bit of like an apple that had been hanging there, and unrolls the large parchment. As he does, the other 3 members of the getaway gang grab items from around to pin down the parchment. And what he unfurls is exactly what you would imagine a group of 10 to 12-year-olds if they had to make a like floor plan and a a heist infiltration plan with the very broad outlines of things, different colors, different random little symbols. It looks like here they set down different items to a half-chewed apple core to represent one thing, a little wooden block here to represent something different, and they quickly set up their little scene. And once it's all laid out, okay, I've been thinking about this for a long time. I've got a plan. It wouldn't all be on you. We would all work together, but we all have our own roles to play. And he looks around at the members of the getaway gang and at all of you. Now, have you all met Granny Nightshade yet?
Not yet.
Only your sister.
That was out of character coughing, excuse me. That's perfect. That's fine. So, right outside, well, in Loomlurch, but right outside of it, there's a goblin marketplace. There's a goblin there named Chucklehead that you can, if you find him, he can help set up a meeting between all of you and Granny Nightshade. When you go in, you'll be able to scout out the place. You'll be able to see if, it's been a while since any of us has been there, you'll be able to see if the layout has changed, what the numbers are, where the guards are stationed. You can do some advanced reconnaissance, gain extra information. But you can request a meeting. She will always meet with strangers in her parlor. Once you and Granny are there, and he points over at Sloane, Zelor, and Bobby. You 3, or Zenor, excuse me. You 3 are going to be in charge of the distraction. Once they're inside, once they're having their meeting, the 3 of you will alert Skabatha's screaming scarecrows. Once you've done that, there's no way Granny Nightshade doesn't go to inspect and figure out what's causing all that noise. She'll leave the 6 of you alone in the parlor, and that's your chance. That is when we make our move. Now, the kids are usually kept working in 2 places, the workshop and the mill. I can deal with the mill if you all focus on the workshop.
And what does that entail?
There are definitely going to be guards there, and there are a number of hobs. You have to be careful of them. But
Hobgoblins?
not quite, small little goblins. Much smaller, but they have a hell of a cruel streak to them. Probably because people have been very cruel to them. And that's how it tends to go. But once you've broken loose, the kids from the workshop, I've taken care of the ones in the mill, will all rendezvous back here at Little Oak. And this whole time he's been like tracing with his finger along different places, giving general areas, but again, this is a crudely drawn floor plan. It's nothing you can rely on. But he's been using it just to generally explain the plan.
And what's your plan for the mill?
Spent a lot of time working in there. I know where the locks are weakest. I know where they can get out. You leave that to me. You will take care of the workshop. I've got my end, as long as you all get yours.
Question. Something about a mirror, I thought. Smash it. Yeah. Apparently she's got a mirror we're supposed to smash.
Wow.
On our end, we need to smash a mirror for this.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
It's probably one in her quarters. Maybe. Yeah, it's probably the one in her bedroom, I would guess.
Is it far from the parlor and the workshop?
I never really went to her bedroom, but it's not too far. It's all built off of the same tree. Can't hear you.
Sorry. Oh.
No,
So,
Otto first, because you were trying, then we'll do Kai.
so once, that's fine. But where do the kids need to go after we get them from the workshop? Where do they need to meet?
Back here at Little Oak.
Okay.
Bring them and yourselves back here. Now, if you are doing the workshop, there are a few rooms between it and Granny's bedroom. So, there's not much that we can do for you on that end to help keep you safe. But if you're fast, Granny Nightshade will still be distracted with the scarecrows. But you probably won't have much time. 1, maybe 2 minutes tops before she figures out that there's nothing actually wrong. We have to take advantage of every second we have. So if you're going to do that, maybe it's best to split up. Send some people towards the workshop, someone to her bedroom. But I don't know. I've had a long time to think about this plan. I didn't think about any mirror when I was making it.
So, also, when we met with her sister, she had like a bunch of little minions. I think they were called like Lornlings or some shit. They're like weird frogs running around all over the place. They were everywhere. Does she also have her own minions other than like goblins? Or mini versions of her? That would be absolutely terrifying.
She does have minions, not miniature versions of her. There's Pig. There's also the tin soldiers. Be careful of them.
10 like metal soldiers?
Yep.
What the hell's a Pig?
She's a weird little thing. She came about after my time. And there's a pregnant pause there. She's this undead girl. She wears a pig mask, carries around a lollipop with her. She's one of Granny Nightshade's trusted servants.
And is gonna Bodhi just throws his arms out. Are you a girl with a pig mask?
Yeah.
He just starts sweating. Granny Nightshade's person?
Yeah. Yeah?
What happens if you see her?
I don't understand.
Good?
Yeah, and he kind of starts shaking just a little bit, and he starts sweating, and he's having a hard time catching his breath. He puts his hand over his heart, and he says, "Okay, boy, breathe. I've seen her before. I saw her the first time I went to the Witchlight Carnival. She was right here. I never fucking felt the same since then. What happens when you see her?"
I don't know about anything when you see her, but I know that after I got out of there, Granny Nightshade had her sister, Bavlorna, make her a servant. Soapig helps in bringing in new kids.
And Bodhi, you said you saw her at the carnival?
When I was little. Yeah, when I was looking for Juniper. When I went in there, I didn't mean to go in there, and then and then she went, and she was at the carnival, man.
Otto, can you think of any kids that have gone missing from the carnival? Do you think that maybe she was going there?
Well, it would make sense if, when you lose things, if you enter in the carnival the wrong way, you always end up losing something. And he's going to look at the star. I don't know what Mr. Witch and Mr. Light were doing. Remember, because they talked about that they were afraid of somebody, made a deal with them or whatever, that maybe if all the persecutors that came through that didn't pay, maybe when they lost something, it was like payment towards them or whatever. But why would Mr. Light and Mr. Witch allow one of their own people lose their kid?
I don't know. I don't. Wraught, what do you have an idea?
Well, I was just listening to your ideas. I just didn't care that much. I can't help but wonder, assuming we can help all of these children escape, what kind of retribution are we looking at? Is she going to come after us? Will she burn down the forest? Is it going to be curses for everyone?
Will?
I don't know for sure. She's not normally someone who likes to handle her dirty work herself. That's what she has people for. All I know is that once we're here, we've got Little Oak on our side. And I think that's a hell of a good start.
And Michael.
So we're going to scope out the place and then immediately break out people, or are we gonna scope out the place, come back here, and then try to break them out again?
Hold on.
Like,
That's a very good question, but I need to step back a second. Did you say and Michael?
Isn't that I'm sorry, Will. I thought that's what your sword said his name was. What?
Bodhi shifts.
My sword doesn't talk. What do you... Ugh. This is who I have to work with?
Well, it does talk, but maybe you can't hear it talk. But
My sword does not talk. And as
every sword talks.
As he says this, the three fairies come down and again pull a circle around his head. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
it's been a chatterbox this whole time. I thought you knew that was normal.
Bodhi's sword talks. Usually the person can't hear their own sword, but everyone else can.
Apparently.
Can you all hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, Cork. Bodhi, could you hear that?
I need a group deception check. anyone who's talking, anyone who is participating in this lie, I need a group deception check. Never mind, it probably won't matter.
19.
24.
10.
Well, Wraught, you were definitely... Weren't you participating in that?
Yeah, Wraught's
I don't think I said anything.
Okay. I'll go
I
with
was
the
just-
three
I
of
was
you.
like- I tried just to nod along.
It's totally
at one
fine.
point.
I've been snacking on pocket jerky.
Well, that definitely counts as a bingo square. Will rolled a natural 1 on his insight. And so he takes his sword out from his little cloth belt and holds it in his hands. Hello? Hello?
He said hi.
I didn't hear it.
Well, you can't hear it. It's your sword.
What's the point of a sword that can talk if the person who's holding it can't hear it?
Scare off your enemies just like Cork does.
Exactly.
Okay. You and me, sword.
Michael.
Mike. It's a very bland name for a sword, but maybe it strikes fear somewhere.
Maybe his name is Mike.
It could also be Mike.
All right, I'm gonna go with Michael for now. I'm sorry I can't hear you. I wasn't trying to ignore you. Okay.
He said it's okay.
Good night. And he looks a little awkward about saying that and resheathes it into his belt. And just
So we have Little Oak and Michael to protect us.
Yeah, Gromp, take a luck point.
You should have called him Big John.
As this is going on, after Will resheathes Michael, Bobby, Sloane, and Zenor have been talking amongst themselves. And Zenor steps forward from the rest. She's the biggest, and yet she kind of hunkers into herself, does that pose where, she grabs one elbow with the other arm and kind of curls in on herself, looking a little shy, making herself smaller.
Will, what do you think if maybe they went and talked to Lamorna? She could help.
And Will looks over at the 6 of you. That's a good idea, Zenor. Lamorna might help. Oh, Lamorna, she's a unicorn. She lives on the shore of the Wayward Pool, not too far from here. Thing is, only other unicorns can approach.
Bodhi cuts his eyes to Wraught. A unicorn, yeah.
Yeah, but
See that.
the problem is there's magic surrounding the Wayward Pool, and only other unicorns can get through it. Good news is, and he walks over to the corner with the rumpled up stuff, and as he's grabbing it into his arms, he's still talking, saying, "We figured out that the magic isn't so great at distinguishing between real and fake unicorns. So," and he holds up this crumpled up costume made of polka dot quilts, a wooden horse's head, and a wooden horn just strapped to the head. We were able to get to the pool wearing this.
This is a joke, right? You're just messing with this, right?
No.
See how that works?
Oh, it works.
Is that a 2-person horse suit?
Well, 4 of us, 2 of you.
Can I be the butt?
Hey, Bodhi, I'm sorry. You might be a little. No, they
Well,
can
hey,
have
wants
no,
to be the
but
ass.
you could probably, if this doesn't work, you could probably just tie a stick to your head. I mean, if this works, I'm sure that would work too.
I mean, Rod normally says I'm the butt of jokes. I don't know what that means, though.
Well, if you want to go find Lamorna, like I said, she's at the Wayward Pool. You need to trick the magic somehow. You're either going to need this costume or you're going to need to make yourselves look like unicorns. And once you're there, in the middle of the lake, there's a small island. There's a bowl. Set that on fire, and Lamorna should come.
So Lamorna comes after you light up a bowl.
I'm just gonna hit I'm just gonna hit Gromp right in the balls.
Hit me?
not you, Gromp.
Habit. It's habit.
Just
Just when I thought everything was starting to make sense, it goes and does this.
And you say that as Will is holding up this polka dot quilt unicorn costume and just, what doesn't make sense? I can explain it again. So there's a pool and there's a unicorn there. So
you don't have to. Maybe could you explain what kind of help we're looking for?
Well, I don't know what kind of help she would give, and looks back to the other three who had the idea, who just, now that details are being asked, give a shrug. We don't know what kind of help she might give, but any help would be good.
Magic, because that makes as much sense as anything else in this place.
So wild, man. Can you believe we found out who that pig girl was? Fuck, that's been haunting my dreams for a while.
How long ago did you say you saw her?
No, over 100 years.
Time really is weird.
It's super fucking weird, man.
Well, can I ask, how long ago did you first hear of Sopig?
Well, like I said, it was after I escaped. So it's been a little while.
And how long has it been, would you say?
Looks around at the other four, or the other three. You lose track of time when you're here long enough. It doesn't work quite the same way. I know that Bobby's been here for at least 300 nights or so, it feels like. We've gone to sleep probably 300 times. Zenor, it's a bit longer than that for you, yeah? And she gives a, yeah. And Sloane was the first one. I've been here at least 4,000 nights.
How do you get out?
Out of where? Zenor asks.
The nightmare, man. Are you trapped?
Not now that we're here. Here's great. There was the nightmare.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. That's not the way it should be.
It's all right. Will saved us. And thanks to you all, maybe we can save some more.
Yeah, question. So I don't know anything about how elves age, but the 4,000 nights, that's a long time for being an elf, especially if Will was already escaped. That, outside of the Feywild, that's I'm assuming over 10 years. Again, I can't do math for shit. And yet all y'all look like preteens.
Well,
at least to me.
Out of fairness, Sloane said for 1,000 nights, not 4,000
Oh, I thought she
nights.
said 4,000.
For 1,000 nights. But as you do voice this general question, it is still a valid question. Will I age differently? I have looked like this for a long time.
I won't ask how long because clearly you're not a time person.
Thanks.
Will, are you cursed?
Interesting question. Not anymore. Not really. You all are gonna help, right?
Yep.
And he looks back to the three members of the getaway gang. Zenor gives him a nod.
It's okay.
Bobby gives a silent nod with a reassuring pat onto his lower back, and Sloane steps up right next to him and just gives him a little nudge with her shoulder.
You've got this.
And he... So, I told you all how we all used to work for her. How Pig came around after I left. Truth is, she replaced me after I left.
So you weren't one of her little factory slave children?
Not factory. I was the one who helped get the other kids.
No.
She did some magic on me to make it so that I didn't age. Made other kids trust me more.
Well.
I was only a kid. I didn't know, and I just wanted to be safe and not be hungry. But as soon as I realized what I was doing and what I was bringing those kids to, what I was condemning them to, I did everything I could to try to work against her from the inside, but eventually I had to leave. I couldn't do any more from there. So I fled, I ran. Eventually, I worked up the courage to go back. I managed to get Sloane out. And Zenor, then Bobby. Over the few times I've gone back, I've started to come up with this plan. But I can't do it alone, not even with the three of them. I've been waiting on you. And this might be my only chance to undo what I did.
Hey, I'm not usually the one to say this, but Will, you didn't do anything wrong. I just think you should know that. And we're gonna get those kids out. It's gonna be okay.
We'll get him.
His face and his expressions can't hide his shame as you say that. And Otto,
Good.
You walk up and embrace him and okay, thanks buddy. And he hugs you. But it's okay to admit that I did bad things. I know what I did was wrong. I didn't do it for intentionally bad reasons, but I did it. And I can't undo it, but I can at least stop it moving forward. Maybe. I'm at least willing to try.
Oop, I pressed the wrong button. Bodhi is gonna kind of step a little forward. Hey man. I really appreciate that you're willing to reflect on your actions and understand that they weren't good. And instead of worrying about what you can't change, you're really moving forward to try to put the most good in the world that you can. And and then he gestures to everyone, we're going to help you get your dream back, man. Don't worry. And then he lights up his joint.
With the help of the Wylde things, and the combined forces of the Getaway Gang, I have no doubt we can free those kids and stop this.
All right, I'll put on the unicorn costume.
Yay!
If you all need somewhere to stay, Little Oak is as safe a place as anywhere. Don't worry, no more traps. And we won't do anything to you, though they might, and points to the flying fairies who just give a hee-hee.
Kai will wink at them.
Thank you all.
I do think we could... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Thank you all for saying you'd help. We've just been waiting for someone who could help. Thank you, Wild Things.
Problem.
Otto, how much time do we have? And I kind of lift up my arm.
There are 4.5 tally marks remaining on your arm, which puts you still with a little over half of your time left.
4.5 marks.
Okay. Everyone, what do we do here?
I don't think it's a terrible idea to take a rest. We have been traveling and doing magic and messing things up today. You know, a little bit of fun, a little bit of less fun. And I do think that there are a few places here where we can get away with a safe rest rather than traveling all the way back to town. And then perhaps tomorrow we go visit a unicorn and then figure it out from there.
Kyler reach over and pull off a little bit of the singed fur from Gromp. Man, you got blown up today. Like, that was still today, man.
Yeah.
Like, we've had some emotional things go down, and you got blown up by a wizard that came through a portal. So,
I
should
mean,
probably
they
use
just
some
tipped
sleep,
so
buddy.
well, I didn't think, yeah, you're right.
But they didn't. They tried to kill you.
Well, an
A
anomaly.
little bit.
Those cats exploded. Like,
Ugh.
not fully exploded. They just went boom whenever you guys used magic.
So I think maybe when Otto's arm shows 2 strikes, we execute this plan. Destroy the mirror. Save the
Nah, in
kids.
the morning. Or when we wake up. Why not? Sooner the better.
We're gonna go see the unicorn tomorrow.
The point is we have a little bit of wiggle room in case there's anything else we need to finish up. I do believe there was something about needing to give mushrooms to a cute girl.
I think it could probably wait until we get back.
I think any help that we could get on this could only help us.
Agree.
It may have also slipped everyone's mind, but we need to figure out how to get out of here. This isn't our stopping point. There's no hot air balloon that's going to whisk us over a wall made of frogs here.
I'm pretty sure somebody will be able to tell us and help us out. I mean, we got our guide still, ain't that right, Clapperclaw?
And Clapperclaw has been enjoying the games and interest of the fairies at every passing moment. And as you say that,
Actually, about that, I was thinking that maybe I would stay here. I didn't like it in Downfall, and I didn't want to stay. But I want to find somewhere to stay. It's been a while since I knew what home was, and maybe I could try here.
I think that's a really good idea, my friend. You don't know until you try.
These kids are going to need everyone they can get looking out for them.
You'll come with to help free the kids?
If you think I'll be a help, I will.
I think if there are screaming scarecrows and you being a scarecrow, there might be a bit of a fun little connection there, even if you just help stir up trouble.
Well then, you can come with us, Clapperclaw.
Zenor walks over, towering over him even as she hunches into herself. And he looks up.
You got it.
Well, if you're going to stay here, then hold on. Gromp, do you still have The bracelets I gave you?
Reach into my pocket. I got a couple left.
You should have more.
I know.
Come here, Clapperclaw. Even though you're staying here, you're still one of the wild things, honorary wild things, and I put the bracelet around his wrist.
But at the narrowest part of his large lobster claws, and he lets it rotate on his arm a few times, looking at it, and then looks at you.
Thanks.
You're welcome, bud. And that goes for everybody else. Wraught, Kieren, and Melon, here are yours.
And what do you pass out? We know they're bracelets, but...
They are bracelets made from the flowers that fell when we were outside the air balloon master's shop. I had made them while I was sitting there talking to Kai.
Love it.
This is a token of my friendship and us being together as a group. And here.
Oh yeah, I'll put that on.
Can I smell it and see if there's any kind of magic on it?
They're just regular flowers. Feywild magic. Because
It's
Bodhi
really
already has
nasty
one,
aesthetic.
and Gromp already has one. So, there you go.
This is gonna hurt your little feelings if I don't put it on, aren't you?
Wraught,
Stop
Even if it
nodding at
did-
me.
Even if it did, I still consider you a friend, and you're still part of the wild things. So, you do whatever Wraught feels best. I won't hold you to it.
I'm like standing over Otto and I'm just mouthing, "Put the fucking bracelet on."
I'm gonna telepathy go, I will fucking kill you in your head. I'm gonna set your sleeping bag on fire. But I'll take it and like put it around like one of my horns or something. I'm not gonna put it on my hands. Like a little,
You
like a
look
little
pretty, though.
crown.
You look pretty.
You're just saying that.
No, not really. I do say things that I do mean, and some things I don't mean. But for that one, I do mean that. You do look pretty.
I'm done with this conversation. It's making me uncomfortable.
As soon as Kai puts his on, he'll look at Melon and go, "Don't eat it."
It's on my wrist.
Yeah, but you can have candy bracelets too and shit. You saw that at the carnival, right? That's a carnival thing. Don't eat it.
That was a thing.
Wait, wait.
Oh, next time we go back, you have to try the
Totally
candy
missed those.
bracelets.
Wait.
That sounds like too much sugar, though.
It's on your body?
And you eat it, yes.
Oh, buddy.
It gets a little messy if you got fur, but yeah.
I don't
Magic.
have that problem. Yo, I think it'd be great.
You don't. Yeah, that's right. You don't.
Yeah, I don't, man. I wish I did, you know. Everybody else has got fucking bourbon. I'm fucking weird and scaly. No offense, right?
A little taken.
Hey, man, I said it about us both. I think your scales look sexy, but mine are kind of dry and flaky and weird and old and shit. You know what I mean? It kind of sloughs off sometimes, and not really when I need it
You
to.
should be using scale moisturizer, Bodhi.
Wait, that's a thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do they test on animals?
Yes.
Wait, no, you're not supposed to test on animals, man.
Bodhi, you're an
Humans only,
animal.
man.
Bodhi, you're
Wait.
an animal.
Are we all
I am
animals?
an animal.
Literally, Will is the only human in this whole treehouse.
Hello.
You are.
Yeah, we should test it on you then, Will. Make sure it moisturizes you, and then
No moisturizing children. No moisturizing children. We're going to bed.
Put the child in the moisture tub.
Oh,
It puts the
no,
lotion
man,
on
I
the
didn't
skin,
mean-
or else it gets the hose again.
No, I didn't mean it like that, man. You know what? I'll look into it later. Thank you so much for your time.
Will, do you have a spot for us to get some shut-eye?
He just kind of like gestures around the whole, anywhere you can find a spot. Lots of blankets, pillows if you need. And he like goes over to a little chest in the corner. Stuffed animals, stuff that just starts holding up like different stuffed animals and toys of different varieties. Yep, there you go. It's a little stuffed bullywug.
Gromp just lays down immediately with the bullywug. This spot seems nice.
We may need to go hunting to find Melon something to eat so he doesn't eat our toes in his sleep.
I'm so hungry.
Well, as you all, one way or the other, and we will get to the other, as you all start to either settle down or get yourselves some food so that you can then settle down without a rumbling stomach, let's go ahead and take a quick break. Just a quick bathroom break, and we'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go anywhere, friends. We'll be right back. See you soon.
I'm going to be back with real food.
Not killing like Joe says, we're not killing the unicorn. Wraught wants to, but Joe says no.
And on that note, welcome back, everybody.
Give you a boon magical unicorn if you give us the power to defeat this evil hag. And
Oh,
then
God.
we'll survive.
Oh, God.
Get a magical lyre player.
What?
You're muted.
Oh, only for you, fun enough. Fun enough, I wasn't muted on the stream because I pull my own sounds from elsewhere.
Shit, are we?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah, we went live, man. We went live.
Evil unicorn.
While Joe was talking about murdering a unicorn. So, welcome back, y'all.
I thought you were giving me
Hello,
that
everyone.
look.
Yeah, that's why I was like, damn. All right, at least we know.
I thought I was talking in a safe space.
It is a safe space where everyone else can hear you and judge you for it.
It's like the Big Brother
You
house.
normally give us some type of a heads up.
I did. I was just muted.
This
So,
is your fault.
Sabotage.
I gave a warning. It's not my fault you
Stay
didn't hear
tuned
it.
for murder, kids. It's upcoming.
Dun, 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 dun.
So, before we jump back in, just a few quick announcements. Tomorrow, we might be doing a stream on here of Hellblade 1, Senua's Revenge, which is very good. Or Senua's Sacrifice, excuse me, not Revenge. Senua's
Don't you have a photo shoot
Sacrifice.
tomorrow?
Yes, but I think I'll be done with it by then. That's why I said maybe. But on Tuesday, we will be doing episode 4 of City of the Crimson Tower right here on stream at, I believe it is 7:30 Central is our start time. So
We are?
yeah, Tuesday. It's every other Tuesday.
right.
Yeah, we good. So be sure to check our announcements. We might be starting just half an hour later because one of our players has some farm work to finish up beforehand, but we will be playing one way or the other. I think those are all my mid-reel announcements that I have to do. The latest episode, or the latest podcast episode, which is episode 6 of The Wylde Beyond, has just gone live on Go Buff Yourself. So if you want to keep up on there, you can definitely appreciate how much our sound quality has improved in 25 episodes. So,
You can teach old streamers new tricks.
oh, the things I didn't know. But we return.
Before we keep going.
Oh,
Melon,
do we need to?
Would you like to say what has been?
I haven't.
The mid-episode bingo update.
I haven't been keeping track, so please let's hear. And in the Twitch chat, if you caught any additional bingo squares beyond the ones that are listed, please shout them out. But what have we for sure gotten?
So far, we have Wraught threatens a party member with violence.
It's true.
A player does the drugs. Bodhi mentions his surprisingly tragic backstory. No one cares how Otto is a witch-like monarch. And Melon eats some food as I eat
And
this
also the
sausage.
the scene cuts back in the middle of a weird conversation because Ethan couldn't tell us because he was muted.
I mean,
Yes,
I
that
love
counts.
counting that.
that definitely counts, I think. Has anyone gotten a bingo yet? We have enough squares. If you're very lucky, you might have gotten bingo from all that.
I've not
I'm
gotten a
only
bingo.
2 away.
Oh.
2 away and 3 away and 4 away.
I'm very close, but it involves Wraught giving an actual compliment, which will never happen.
Wah, wah, wah. All right. So with our bingo cards all updated, you all were welcomed here in the treehouse of Little Oak to rest, do whatever you need to do. When the conversation about the plan has dwindled, the getaway gang, they each go about their own individual business, which for one of them, for Sloane heads out to rearm the traps, while Zenor and Bobby go about their own individual pursuits. Zenor playing with a few of the dolls and stuffed animals, while Bobby is unable to stop admiring his lustrous whiskers. What are you all doing? Or do we want to skip to the next day?
I think that the Kai, Rotten Melon would go hunting.
Yeah, need something fresh.
Otto's gonna just sit outside and just with his feet dangling over the side.
Bodhi will nuzzle up kind of next to Otto and start rolling a joint for them to share.
What about Gromp?
I will join Otto and Bodhi.
Wonderful. So we have 2 groups of 3. So let's... Oh, did you have something, Gromp?
I was just gonna say, for your sake, I'm gonna join them a little bit after, because right now I'm laying down with my bullywug stuffed animal.
Very cool. So once we jump back to those still at the treehouse, you will join just a few minutes into the conversation. For right now, Melon, Kieren, and Wraught climb back down the rope and rope ladders, dropping down to the soft glade floor here. This deep in the Shroudwood, and you're not even at the middle of it, the high afternoon light that is perpetual here in the Fields of Spring only comes through with occasional slices of light that make it through the canopy overhead. And even that light is the humidity and life here inside the Shroudwood makes those slices of light almost foggy, the way that they cut through. It is much darker, however, than outside the forest. The 3 of you, if you are going foraging for food specifically, could you all either have someone make a survival roll with advantage, or 2 of you can?
As a wanderer, I'm capable of finding small game if there's any around.
Correct. I still need you to make that check, however, because that will influence whether or not there's any game around specifically.
I'm going to let my boys roll, or one help the other. Wraught hangs back and is going to follow where they lead, with her eyes gleaming in the low light.
Yeah, I think Kai will leave this to Melon as well to at least find it.
On it. We're looking at a natural 20 on the first roll.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
25.
I love it. So if you would like to find wild game, you can do so. So if you're specifically looking for living wild game.
Oh yeah, and I want to bring it back living.
The one that you spot is in this first hour of looking for game is what looks like a deer, but it has 6 very distinct horns, not horns that come out and then branch into 6 smaller antlers, but 6 distinct individual horns on its head. It's also a good 50% bigger than your typical material plane stag. This would approach the large category mechanically.
Very much like an actual lion is how he hunts. All fours, prowling and waiting for that perfect moment to strike and then drag it back still alive.
Can you make a stealth check for me?
Can I give him a hand? Because I want to use like mobile to like corral it towards him.
I would say that would be part of that natural 20 survival check. That won't influence the stealth aspect.
With disadvantage.
Okay.
And I'm going to pump in some luck points into this one.
Okay.
17.
Ooh, very cool. So, Kieren has gone around to try to box in this.
And I've gone up a tree.
And you are up a tree to keep some overwatch. And therefore it's you, Wraught, that spots it first. You see Melon slinking, stalking, prowling towards this large buck, for lack of a better word. And what is your passive perception, Melon?
15.
15 is not bad. It's not quite high enough, but it's not bad. The reason I'm going to say that you don't hear the cracking of sticks and leaves is just because you're so focused on the prey ahead of you. But Wraught, you notice the hunter being hunted, it seems, as a large tree, as he has prowled by, has uprooted itself and is coming behind Melon.
Telepathically, and I'm not sure with the three of us if you can spread out to all three just because we are what we are, but to Melon in his head, she's going to go, take it now or don't take it at all. And then she's going to try to jump from her tree to the one that's stalking him.
Make me an athletics check.
And I fully trust Wraught, so I will take it now and then book it.
With a -2, it's still a 16.
That's good enough to jump over to another tree.
She runs along one of the branches and like on all fours and then leaps, spreads her wings for a little bit of a glide, but they're still very sore from the hot air balloon, and then grabs onto one of the other branches and like swings there.
With the previous 20 survival check and with the aid of Kieren, as you leap into action, the buck turns its head, but not before you're able to jump on top of it and start, as it is flailing and rearing its head, you are grabbing, holding. Could you, Melon, make an athletics check for that? And as Melon is doing that, Wraught, you've jumped on top of this tree, which is still stomping its way towards Melon, now entangled with this buck. And you just hear this sound that sounds like the creaking of branches in the wind say, "No."
We need to eat. We cannot survive on water and air.
Don't kill our friends.
Melon, the tree says, let it go, as she's like being thrown around on the branch.
Fine.
You release the buck and it scrabbles to its feet, kicking dirt and debris under its hooves as it jumps off into the forest.
This fucking forest is no fun.
I'm probably going to reconvene, but this time in Draconics, like, man, this was... I need meat.
Melon, could you roll me a d8?
8.
Fantastic. As you are kicking the ground, stupid forest, you see there's a plant growing out of the ground. Almost like a small in terms of height, sunflower. But instead of a sunflower, there is sitting where the bloom, where the seeds of a sunflower would be, where that bright yellow face of a sunflower would be. There is instead a small, flaky meat pie, steaming.
Is this some Chronicles of Narnia bullshit?
It's the Feywild, motherfucker.
Character.
Where you think that D&D pulled ideas for the Feywild, other than Lewis Carroll, what, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, all these places.
I give the trunk of the tree a pat. Are you happy now?
And the roots that had been crawling along the ground to, as locomotion, have started to dig themselves back into the earth. And there is no word of response. However, you hear as the bird song and the sound of the crickets takes on almost a musical note.
You know, one day I'm going to live somewhere where me wanting to murder and consume is not going to change the entire ecosystem. Somebody catch me.
Gotcha. I hope this is... I want you all to know, this is all back in Draconic, back in the native tongue, because it's way better.
I like going Melon can catch me.
Oh, I totally catch you. I did it once before.
And as a matter of fact, there is a small bed of these meat pie flowers here. Probably about 8 or 9 fully ripe meat pies.
I don't know about you two. I don't trust that. A meal is never free. You have to fight for it.
It might also be the forest saying, thanks for not killing our wonderful woodland pals.
It's the way of life, though. The strong eat the weak.
At least you got a good hunt in. Take your meat pies and let's go back.
Oh, damn it, you're still speaking in Draconic. Damn it.
Yeah.
That tree ant was about to have a very sassy response to that comment.
Maybe the tree ant speaks Draconic.
I just checked he doesn't.
Does he?
I just checked they don't.
Maybe he took a feat.
Yeah, maybe he spent he took an elective. Back at Tree Ant U.
The Jabberwocky had a nest there, so we had to learn real quick. I think we'll kind of sulkily gather up the meat pies that are there.
They smell so good. Like it's that buttery smell of the pastry, the spice and saltiness and the fattiness of the meat just making your mouth water.
I mean, yeah, that's all good, but what about the fear and the tension
you can
and
have
the
that
blood?
when we kill goblins later.
It doesn't taste like fear.
I do. You know how much I love smashing goblins into little bits. They just squeak and then they go pop.
Yeah, I do. It's pretty great.
As the three of you start gathering up these meat pies and retracing your steps, the camera fades, and we cut back about half an hour or 45 minutes to when the three of them had just left the glade of Little Oak. And we see Otto having taken a seat on the ledge of the treehouse, feet kicking and dangling 40 feet above the ground. And then with a heavy jolt that causes the treehouse to shake a little bit, Bodhi drops down next to you and begins to roll a joint.
You doing all right, bud?
And he's just kind of shifting from side to side, humming with the thrumming umbrella mushroom. Umbrella.
Wild Fey dogs. Way Fey wild dogs are out
Yeah,
again.
wow, absolutely wow. And he goes through the motions and he seals the joint. I don't know, man. I'm just processing some stuff, I guess. It's interesting to have a name for your demons.
You mean the soap pig?
Yeah, man.
What? Bodhi, what exactly happened when you were a kid? Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't never seen something like that in the carnival at all. Like, I know things go missing and people forget things or lose things, and it always depends on whatever it is. I don't know what happens, but I've never heard of that.
Well, when I visited, and he takes the joint from him. When I visited the Witchlight Carnival for the very first time, I was about, yay, and he puts his hand down to about 2 or 3 feet. About yay high. Just a little guy. I never left my family farm. Ever. And my friend Juniper, she wandered in. I had to find her. And when I was looking for her, I saw all these people, man. Takes a long drag. And he angles his head back, kind of leans, exhales. And it was so fucking magical, man. I'd never seen anything like that in my life. Everybody was happy. Everybody was smiling. There were lights. There were games. There were smells of food, and it all started spinning together. And then it stopped. And right there in my face was that fucking pig.
At this time, Gromp's gonna walk in slowly. There, room for 2 more?
Oh, yeah, sure. And he takes the joint and it just, we're in loading trauma. Would you like to join us?
Yeah, I'm a decent listener.
What do you
And
mean 2 more?
I sit down the Jabberwocky stuffed animal next to me, and I sit next to it, closer to the doors, away from the. I don't like looking over, so.
Gromp doesn't do well with heights.
Sorry, Bodhi, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh,
Please.
no, man.
Please continue.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then when I went to scream, nothing came out, and then it was gone. And I got dizzy, and I got scared, and I got cold in my stomach. And then the magic of the carnival just fucking happened, man. I don't know, somebody came up to me, gave me some free shit. Oh, it's bitching, man. Oh, that chick's mom. Yeah, fucking, what's that kid's name?
Darla?
Star. Yeah.
You met Darla?
Oh yeah, real sweetie.
Dearla.
Super
You met
Dearla. Yeah, super sweet, man. Let me go to the carnival, gave me like special tickets, and let me be myself.
And Bodhi, you said you were little when you
Yeah.
saw. You were talking about so big, I assume.
Oh yeah, man.
And you were small when you saw them.
Mm-hmm. I was a kid, man. Just a little turtle, little baby guy.
I turn over to Otto and kind of whisper. You think they were after Bodhi? You think Bodhi could have been one of those kids?
Well, Bodhi said that he felt dizzy and everything, and then was fine afterwards. So
No, I
What?
wasn't fine. I remember something.
Yeah.
And he just kind of rocks from side to side.
what you remember?
I was dizzy, but then I completely forgot where I was going after. Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking weird, man.
Did you?
Oh, I could have been like those guys. Wait, do you think I'd be better off if I was like those guys?
Do I think you would be better off than the current position that you're in right now? Yeah, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure that I'm understanding.
I'm sorry. What was the question? I was miles away, man.
I just wanted to make sure that you weren't insinuating that perhaps if you would, instead of being here with your friends, had been a child slave for the past 100 years.
Yeah, you know when you say it out loud, man, and he takes it. Sounds really fucking terrible.
I think you're doing pretty well, Bodhi.
Hey, man, you're doing pretty well. What kind of trauma would you guys? He dangles his feet. What kind of trauma you guys like to unpack right now?
I look over at Otto, kind of knowing that he has something to say.
Oh, I'm fine. No, well, I miss my fucking teeth. I know that. It makes it hard to do this fucking voice.
Autoclass, mark it off.
For
It-
those
it
of you
was-
listening, Mav usually wears a wonderful pair of buck teeth for Otto and is unable to locate them today.
I'm really fucking mad about that. Okay. Anyway, back in character. Well, as for trauma, oh, my life was pretty cool. I mean, I had a big family. We were pretty. Okay, so real talk, the fact that I'm not a hoe dunk hillbilly like some people like to think I am. Like my parents and my family are pretty wealthy. Like we own our own distillery and actually sell to a lot of people.
Who
They make
said?
great stuff.
Who
They really
said
do.
you were? Who said you were? Who said that, man?
Well, it's more about how I sound a lot of times. Like they just think, oh, Otto's just a 3 foot tall country bumpkin. Sometimes it's not people in our group or anything like that. It's just people from the carnival that think I'm just a country
Yeah.
bumpkin. But my family's pretty wealthy.
They're just projecting their own inner insecurities on you, man. Don't even worry about it. They're jealous of your
Yeah.
success and your kindness that you put into the world. Don't dim that shit for anybody.
Oh,
true,
yeah, it's
Otto.
fine.
People
Well, thank
hate
you.
people hate a rich person that's also nice.
I guess so. But it's more of
Wait, are you rich?
His family.
my family's rich. I didn't.
Oh, your mama's rich. You ain't got shit.
No, my mom and dad got
Yeah.
all the money.
That's all right,
Um,
man. You're gonna
just-
make your own way, man.
Yeah, of course. But well, life's okay. Do you know what it's like to grow with a bunch of brothers and sisters and you still get blamed for things?
No, I know what it's like to work with a bunch of other people and get blamed for things. But I grew up a single child. That's why I've got so many problems.
You know what it's like to be invisible until you get in trouble? Then they find someone to blame and you're it?
Oh, buddy. And he puts his hand on your shoulder and he kind of like pulls you into the side of him. Let it out, man. I see you.
Well, I am exactly the middle child. The exact middle. And somehow I still get the worst hand-me-downs. out of all of my siblings, but you know, you gotta look after your brothers and sisters. You gotta watch after them. You need to go do this. You need to go do that. You need to make sure that shipment's on time. You need to move that there. Make sure the concoction is going the right way, and then the vats don't overheat and they blow up. Then, boom, fucking bugs in this goddamn fucking Feywild. Take the swear.
Take your drink.
No, but you know, it gets a lot after a while, and you feel less appreciated. But God forbid if something goes wrong, then you get yelled at, or you get beat. But you know, sometimes it's more about you want to make your own path in life, and yeah, and that's what I want to do. I want to make my own path.
I totally get that, man. Like,
Yeah.
that's what we're all doing is trying to better our circumstances, man. I mean, I'm not known as that little farm kid anymore. I'm not known as the pit fighter anymore. I'm Bodhi, man. You're Otto. You're not the circus performer. You're not just a Witchlight monarch. You're Otto, man. You get to decide who you are. One of one, motherfucker. And he takes the joint, and he takes a big long drag. Same with you, Gromp. And he kind of slaps you on the chest. You need to start speaking out more for yourself, man. You got good pipes, good ideas, and you're funny. People like you, mostly, unless they're named Wraught. And
I still don't get that, but yeah.
hey, man, you know what? It's okay. We're all different people. We're all coming together and we're trying to create a unit, a family, man. Some of us. A union.
No, that does not count. No, Rod isn't there.
Well, we're trying to create a family, man. A fellowship, Tim. And I think that each one of you, your voices matter. Okay? You're gonna get your dreams. Because guess what? You got us all behind you.
At that exact moment, interrupting this very sweet thing that Bodhi is saying, you just hear from behind you.
Hey, that smells kind of good. What's that?
And he just, without even like missing a beat, he just up in the air. He puts it up in the air to
And Gromp
Just
instantly grabs it and throws it off on the ground.
I only got one puff of that.
It's okay, man. I got another. And he pulls one out of his shell. This is a good shit.
I swear to God, Gromp, if you don't give me that fucking piece, give it to me now.
Guys, it's okay. And he snaps it in half and he rolls a little end and he rolls a little end. And then he lights them both together in one hand and he gives one to each of you. See? We can share.
Bodhi, don't
Give it.
give it to the fucking kids.
Oh man, yeah, no, I thought that since they've been here a while that they're not, kid, they're just like, I
They still
didn't
have the
even,
anatomy of children.
I didn't even, listen, man, I am so sorry. As you can tell, I'm not around kids a lot.
But Bodhi, you're right. Otto and I went to the carnival searching for family, and we did pretty good. I don't know. There was something missing for us there. It never felt truly like home. And what do you think, Otto? I feel like we've been pretty close to finding it.
Yeah, we've been real close to finding it.
One day.
Yeah, one day.
Well, and he's gonna go ahead and stretch. Well, since we're trying to make a family here, how about a fucking group hug, huh?
And it is with the three of them hugging on the ledge of the treehouse that the other three walk back into the glade. And with Sloane...
I see this and immediately turn around and try to walk the other direction.
Come on, Wraught. Come on up.
Sloane...
I'll probably yell out. It's like, we found food, but still in Draconic. 'Cause I was used to that. It's like, oh, shit. We found food.
Sloane met you all at the outskirts of the glade and was pointing out, all right, we're going to wash this one here. Careful, just reset this one. And points out the traps this time. But the three of you walk back into the glade. The other three, who are still in the treehouse, catch sight of them. Are you all doing anything else in particular before all gathering together to go to sleep?
Melon, did you guys find enough for all of us?
We fought a pie beast. This was the dropped loot.
Wait,
It was
what?
a vicious battle. Have a pie.
Are you
A tree
okay?
almost killed us.
Oh my god. Are you okay? Is the tree okay?
Well, you have another tree.
You say a tree almost killed you as you're still outside, and Little Oak turns his big head.
Was it Julian?
Is Julian a bitch?
Yeah, that's
And
Julian.
a buzzkill.
And he just nods
Yep, that's Julian.
and goes back about his business.
Fuck Julian.
So, is there any reason...
Did we bring back enough pies for all the kids too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say,
there
I'm
were
probably going to
several.
go in and offer
Force
kids to the pies, but I'm going to make them jump for it.
I just want to, point out when I say meat pies, I don't mean the little, hand-wrapped things. I mean pie-size pies that have meat. So it's... And you said, 5 or 6 of them.
As
So
many as I could carry.
there are plenty for everyone who eats a normal amount, and then Melon as well.
But
I'm just
I'm
watching
going to go
Melon
with the
make these
kids.
kids jump
Oh,
for
I'm going to
it.
make the kids jump for it. And if they're starting to jump high enough, I'm going to jump with them.
As you start trying to do this technique on the getaway gang, as they notice that, here, jump for it, come on, come get it. The 4 of them just exchange glances, and without exchanging a word, in incredible teamwork fashion, tackle, dive, jump, climb, grab, just all of, get him! And they're... From outside, which you all don't get to see, we see as Little Oak quickly raises one of his branches to stabilize the treehouse from all the rolling and rocking that as the Leonin is playing with these 4 kids. And with that moment, you all eventually settle down with full stomachs, having laughed and felt a little bit of relief from discussing pasts, finding answers that you never knew, and with a plan of going to seek out a unicorn tomorrow and maybe set up a meeting with a hag. That's where we will leave tonight's session. Thank you all so much for playing this game and telling this story with me. It genuinely means the world to me every single time, so thank you.
Not as much as it means to us.
We love you.
Appreciate it
Yeah.
so much. Now, we will be off for next weekend because Lauren and I have to go work at a convention. And
Which
Sure, they have
convention?
their I'm sure they'd understand.
I'm sure they'll be fine. We will be guesting at SoonerCon in Oklahoma City this coming weekend, so please stop by if you're in the area. It should be a very good time. And the weekend after that,
live streamed it on Steam
I
when you were at
wish
the
I
con.
could. Hey, if we were all at the con, I'm sure I could swing that. And the weekend after that, we will be in Texas for EchiCon. So we've got some convention appearances. This is where we start turning up the gas on conventions for a couple months. But Tuesday, City of the Crimson Tower. And be sure to check out our YouTube and podcast to listen to all the past episodes or watch the past episodes with this incredible group of players. Thank you all again so much for being here. Does anyone have any parting announcements before we go? And before we go, please hang around so we can raid someone. All right. But anyone have a... Yeah, Mav?
Hi, everyone. My name is Mav. I'm a black guy on the internet. I am currently working through... Yeah, it is. I am currently working through my second playthrough of Stray Gods, my encore playthrough, on Monday on my channel, Digital Clubhouse TV. And then on Wednesday, which is Juneteenth, I will be playing... I am off that day from work, so I will be playing earlier that day, going through more of the demos from the Summer Games Fest. Right now I'm working through the Crush House. I'm going to play Tactical Wizard and a few other games like Angry Foot and a few other really, really cool demos that I'm excited to play, because we're going to go back. We're going to start blending in PC gaming again on the stream. And then Saturday I'll be playing something else. And then Saturday I'll probably play some more Power
Since
Wash.
we won't be playing this.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'll probably play some more Power Wash Simulator. Not gonna lie, I had a fun time playing that today, and it was the most chillest uncle shit I could ever have done. And we
You were
just talked
vibing.
about it. I was vibing. I put some
Have you
lo-fi
made it to the
on.
haunted house yet?
It was cute.
No, I just finished the backyard and did the bike. So I got to do the other house next.
You know what I love?
Fun.
I'm about
What?
to say this after I just ran a D&D game. Nerd!
Yup. I don't give a fuck. I am a nerd. And then Sunday
you
I'll
gotta
probably...
You know, rarely I get to do that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But I'm playing that, and then Tuesday, of course, I'll be here again. And then Sunday, I will probably play Fortnite, because I need to go ahead and get work through that battle pass, because I think Magneto drops this week. So, yeah.
Sweet. Anyone else? Any other announcements? Now we can fully drop this, since we're not on Misty Mountain's channel. Hey, Joe, where can we find your amazing dice for anyone who might be
Yes.
interested?
Yes, those ones that did me so well tonight.
I probably could. If you give me a second, I'll drop a link in the chat. I am
No,
a
everything.
single person, queer dice maker. I'm not a big company. It's just me, and we've turned our master bedroom into the craft room, and I work in the living room with surrounded by cats making handmade dice. China is not involved even a little bit. And actually, I just took a whole bunch of pictures because I'm about to drop part 1 of my Critical Role inspired series. So you guys can expect Chetney, you can expect Laudna, you can expect...
Swear to fucking God, if you don't give me some
yeah,
chutney, we're going to have an issue.
Dorian, and one other person. Oh no, Fern. So those 4 coming up this week, guys.
Maybe a
so
Minotaur.
I'll drop a link. I am Terrible Trio Crafts on Etsy.
Definitely give it a check out. They are very good, and unless they've gotten duller, the D-Force can kill a man. So that's also an advantage.
Yeah, these are all like
Certainly can.
hella
Yeah.
sharp.
Just like
I have-
strap them
I have-
on, dice knuckles.
I have gotten stabbed mid-game with these motherfuckers.
Don't fuck with it. Well, anyone else? Last chance for announcements for today?
In addition to buying dice from Terrible Trio, also shout out for the 5 gifted subs.
Yes! What an awesome way to build the community. Thank you, friends. Please go check out everyone's socials. Follow them. Check out their dice. Check out their streams. Check out their ass throwing.
Don't worry, Bone Chief. I'm hydrating with wine.
Give a
throw ass
hydrate.
on stream sometimes, depending on
All
what
right.
I'm playing.
Beer is
Send it.
water. It's 98% water. That counts.
I'm going to go ahead and start the raid countdown, but thank you all again for being here. Be sure to, if you haven't followed our Twitch, please at least do that. That's free, so you get notifications for when we're going live. We
And
also,
maybe you get a bingo next time.
yeah, we can try for a bingo next time.
I mean, oh my god, let's do, if you get an actual bingo and you can give us your chart, I'll give you a set of dice.
You might want to you're probably going to be doing a lot then. Let's hold up. Let's talk about that one. I got limited amount of time because I initiated the raid, so I just got to talk over people right now. Thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate you. Follow us on our socials if you want to sub. That would be super cool so that we can make cool art and things and stuff. But until next time, we appreciate you, and until we see you then, stay wild. Bye, friends.
Wow.
And